The major victory, the arrest of a Mexican drug lord whose reach was far and wide. He was cruel, unforgiving in his ways, and one of the main destinations for his drug trade, the United States. Tonight, Joaquin Guzman, El Chapo as he's called, seen right here during his reign of terror. And tonight here, this is what he looks like now. Captured as the sun came up this morning in a resort where he was staying. Investigators say it's believed Mexican authorities were helped by American intelligence. In fact, in this country, he was a wanted man, too. In Chicago, he'd been labeled public enemy #1 because his drug supply was infiltrating that city. Tonight, we have team coverage here, beginning with ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas, who is live in Washington. Pierre, good evening.
Good evening, David. Tonight, U.S. law enforcement is hailing the arrest of the top drug dealer in the world after hunting him for more than a decade.
There he is, the man known as El Chapo, a.k.a. Shorty, who runs the world's largest drug cartel, in handcuffs, surrounded by Mexican military officers. Joaquin Guzman Lira, the leader of the Sinaloan Mexican drug cartel, finally back in custody after 13 years on the run since bribing his way out of prison. How powerful? El Chapo's cartel is believed responsible for an estimated 25% of the drugs entering the U.S. Marijuana, cocaine, heroin. Tens of thousands may have died in the U.S. and Mexico because of him, through overdoses and associated murders. Sources tell ABC News El Chapo was arrested at 6:40 a.m. this morning by Mexican Marines acting on intelligence provided in part by American immigration and drug enforcement agents. He was arrested on the 4th floor of this hotel in a resort town 630 miles from Mexico City. No shots fired, the world's most infamous criminal caught in seconds. Univision conducted a year-long investigation of El Chapo's life, aired by Fusion, our sister network.
Chapo Guzman is like the Osama bin Laden of drug trafficking.
El Chapo is part of a network of cartels shipping drugs by the hundreds of tons into the U.S.
Hey, Dirty, you got what you were looking for.
Yes, we did.
I saw it firsthand at this southwest border checkpoint. This truck of furniture was actually hiding more than a ton of neatly packaged marijuana. There is so much drug traffic coming from Mexican cartels, it has to be destroyed at secret locations like this. The impact on America direct. In Chicago, El Chapo was named public enemy #1, an infamous title not used since the gangster Al Capone. His cartel allegedly responsible for 80% of the drugs in Chicago. El Chapo, so rich he made the Forbes magazine billionaires list.
This is a major blow to the cartels. El Chapo was so important, but sources tell me it won't likely be fatal. His organization is so huge and entrenched. David?
Pierre Thomas leading us off tonight. Pierre, thank you. I want to bring in investigative reporter Mariana Van Zeller from our cable partner Fusion tonight because, Mariana, we know you've reported extensively on El Chapo. We heard from Pierre's reporting that he was responsible for 80% of the drugs, perhaps even more, on the streets of Chicago. Why did he target that city?
Chicago has the 4th or 5th largest Mexican population outside of Mexico, and it's also the ideal place to sort of distribute drugs across the Midwest here in the United States.
We saw Pierre travel through those tunnels. I know you have as well, but you've pointed out before that he was extremely creative even beyond the tunnels and how he got drugs into the U.S.
Absolutely. I mean, catapults, submarines. He was business-minded. He was creative and really inventive, and that's some of the ways that he brought drugs here to the United States.
And in fact, he used that creativity a little more than a decade ago to escape prison.
Yes, he escaped from prison in a laundry bag. He used some of his connections inside the prison to escape from prison in a laundry bag, and he managed to stay free for 13 years until now.
For 13 years until tonight. Mariana Van Zeller from our cable partner Fusion tonight. Mariana, thank you. And of course, the team there covering this extensively this evening. And one more note tonight, reaction coming in from the White House issuing this statement, quote, "We congratulate the Mexican government on the capture. This is a significant achievement in our shared fight against organized crime, violence, and drug trafficking."